Hello, everybody. Welcome to a new episode of Between the Ropes here on the Empty the Bench podcast network. I am your host. My name is Kristie Wilson. There you go. So if you want to follow BTR on social media, you got that right there. Want to check out ETB content, including this show, go to youtube.com/ETB network. You get great content, football forecasts, which we did last night. You can check that out. You can check out Gridiron Gridlock, Gridiron Gurus, hitting for the cycle, moving the goalposts, press row. Yeah, sorry about that. And also, it's just I think this show is going to actually be a really good one. I really do. So if you're watching the show on here, go ahead, leave a comment. I'll try and read as many as I can. So let's get into some good stuff here today. Let's do it. Yes, New Japan Pro Wrestling's The New Beginnings event is going to be taking place February 27th in Trenton, New Jersey. Now, there's a lot planned for this. You've got like the New Japan. I'm going to have to pull my glasses down. I'm sorry. You've got the New Japan World Television Championship. El Phantasmo is going to put that title on the line against Konosuke Takeshita. Takeshita is a rising star. He was the IWGP World Champion, and now he's getting another title opportunity, which I think is great. Other big one, like big appearances, Bolton Oleg. You got Syuri, the IWGP Women's Champion, and the New Japan Strong Women's Champion. They're going to be there. Tomohiro Ishii, the Stone Pitbull. If you watch AEW, you know what I'm talking about. He's made appearances there. He is of course, the strong openweight champion. He'll be there. David Finlay, Yoda Chuchi. I think I'm probably going to get his name. I'm going to butcher his stinking name. I swear to God. He is the IWGP World Champion and the IWGP Global Champion. So that's going to be something. And I'm telling you, this definitely has elements of excitement involved in this. I mean, holy crap. You have other things coming up besides all the titles on the line, everything. You have the Young Lion Cup, young stars, young up and comers coming in for a great opportunity. I think this is a tournament. It's a 3-day single elimination tournament to be held on the road to New Beginning in Korakuen. I think it's Korakuen Hall. I probably butchered that too. I do apologize. But that is huge. That is big, 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 very big. And then you have other additions. You have David Finlay there, like I mentioned, and then you have the IWGP World Tag Team Champions. The Knockout Brothers are going to be there. So, I think, in all honesty, this is definitely something that is. I think it's pretty cool for this to happen. Is coming here to America, knowing there's going to be a good number of it. There's plenty of American fans out there. Love New Japan, absolutely love it. And I don't think there's any question at all about this. There's none whatsoever. So definitely no question about it. So I think it's going to be awesome for, especially like I said, for American fans. You get to check it out, and I think it's going to be absolutely great. I really, really do. So on to next topic. If you watched NXT, I mentioned this last week, which was Oba Femi vacating the NXT Championship after he retained it against Leon Slater at New Year's Evil. Well, now we know what's going to happen in terms of that championship, as Ava made an announcement that this title is going to be put on the line in a 6-man ladder match with qualifying matches starting next week, with the actual 6-man ladder match happening February 3rd. No, I think this is the right decision. I mean, it's a random episode of NXT. You could have done it on NXT Vengeance Day, but I guess they just really wanted to get it out of the way. I mean, I don't honestly know. I really don't. So there's all of that. And, but then again, I mean, Ava had to think of something. She really did have to think of something in order to kind of figure out what the heck are you gonna do with this championship. And what is NXT without a champion? What is it? I don't have any idea. So there's all of that. Hold on. Sorry. Now, apparently, I think this is just, like I said, I think it's the right decision. It is definitely the right decision. Now, I want to go in to, speaking of Leon Slater, he is the TNA X Division champion. Here we go. There have been some recent departures that were happening before TNA debuted on AMC Thursday night. And now, of course, the Rascalz were one. That was huge because they had just Trey Miguel, Zachary Wentz, and Myron Reed did just get Desmond Xavier back. Desmond Xavier, formerly Wesley in WWE. They just got him back, and all four looked like they were probably about ready to wreak havoc in TNA. But then when the card came out for the debut episode, all of a sudden, Myron Reed wasn't there on the card, and he was slated to have a match on the show on Thursday. It didn't happen. So that was, I mean, if I'm being 100% honest, that was pretty shocking. But then, of course, you got to understand why this is happening. And another one is recent left was Killer Kelly, a very talented female wrestler. I guess this was budgetary, I guess you could call it. I guess that might have been why. Excuse me, please. Holy crap, Ola. Ugh. I love you, Mountain Dew. We would like a sponsorship. Your code red's fabulous, by the way. I'll try to be careful while I drink this stuff. Holy moly. But you had all of this. This was a lot of things going on. And speaking of TNA on AMC, there we go. This kind of ties into this. Great show. Not well, then again, there was a lot of criticism of it, like a lot of critics say, oh my God, it's so bad. This is based on what I read, and I'm like, you really? Seriously? You thought it sucked? I guess I don't know if it's something they don't want to give it a chance or something. I mean, I don't honestly know. I didn't think it was that bad. I mean, you start the show with the phenomenal AJ Styles, future TNA Hall of Famer, mind you, kicking off the show, and then having moments like backstage with Frankie Kazarian and eyeing that TNA World title, amongst other things, and then just some other moments as well. And then you've got to add the NXT element into it because of TNA Genesis happening tonight, by the way. That is their I think it's their first big pay-per-view of the year. And it looks like the match got set up Thursday night for Genesis, which is tonight. Not Sol Ruka. Why am I thinking Sol Ruka? No, it's Zarya. You can go up against Li Yang Lee, or Xia Li if you want to refer to her by her old WWE name if you want to, for the Knockouts title. So that's going to be interesting. And the international title coming up with Stax and 3 others. Also mystery opponent involved in there. A couple of debuts did happen on this episode, which I'm sure got people talking and maybe left some people completely confused. It does tend to happen. The former Sonya Deville, now going by Daria Ray. Side note, Daria Ray, that's her first and middle name. I think it works. Came out, said, oh, thank you. I'm so happy to be a part of TNA. And then tell Santino Marella, you are not needed. So clearly she's going to be a heel, like authority figure. And this could wind up being like her versus Santino Marella in kind of a tug of war for like top authority figure in TNA. That's definitely what it looks like to me. And then the former Cora Jade, who's going by her old ring name from the Indies, Elena Black, is now fully on TNA. Found herself a new landing spot after she'd taken time away. I don't doubt she's good, but she is kind of a problem child, just to put it to you that way. But no question she's talented, none whatsoever. And then we had a title change, which was the Inspiration lost to the Elegance brand. And I mean, but there was a reason for this, and it does factor into, of course, this previous topic, which was the Inspiration's their contract that expired. Do they go back to WWE and become the Iconics? I don't know. That's up to them. If they wanted to go to WWE, Yeah. Or go to AEW where they did just establish women's tag team titles. Of course, if you look right over there, that is Harley Cameron and Willow Nightingale, the Babes of Wrath, in the big beautiful picture that is right behind me as I move my head. So there's that. You could do it that they could go there. That's possible. Because as we know with WWE's the women's tag teams have kind of been kind of like random teams that just get randomly thrown together. I mean, latest example, Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair, but they're one of those tag teams. It actually works. Excuse me, it does work. Down moments in this episode. I mean, what Perez Hilton, the big gossip blogger who I never liked, who I think is a loser. But yeah, I'm sure everyone's gonna be, I'll cry about it. He ended up on TV. Whatever. Still don't like the guy. I remember a lot of his blogs from like the early 2000s when his website was mega popular. There was no reason for him to be on that show, especially when they revealed who Mr. Elegance was. And I'm like, this is kind of a lame ass segment before a Knockouts tag team title match, So there was all that going on. But overall, I'd say not bad. I mean, they can get better. I mean, I'm sure AMC is expecting numbers, expecting ratings, expecting results. So, Carlos Silva and TNA, they're gonna have to pick it up a little bit and don't do a heck of a lot of these dumb things that WWE has had a bad habit of doing before in the past. All right. So we had all of that. And now, since not that one, god damn it, sorry. This one. I mentioned the Rascalz, and if you're wondering where did they go, AEW. And they are coming. Yes, Trey Miguel, Zachary Wentz, Desmond Xavier, Myron Reed are coming. And these guys can hold singles gold, tag team gold, trios gold. This is a four-person group. They've been together for a long time. They can do their thing. And holy crap, it is going to be, I can't wait for what these four can do, because I'm sure they're going to be funny and mischievous, and you're going to get great matches in the ring. I think they can hold their own against anybody. I really do. And they're definitely, I think, personally, a great pick-me-up for AEW, because they needed that extra boost, I guess you could say. Not that they didn't need it before, but I think it'd definitely be huge. Definitely going to be huge. And then you had some CMLL wrestlers. You had Hechicero. I probably butchered his name. Mascara Dorada. Probably butchered that too. This one I'm not going to butcher, and that's Persephone. Those three are still going to be with CMLL, but they're also signing contracts with AEW. So the dual contracts right there. I think any one of these, I mean, if you watch Persephone against Athena or the Ring of Honor Women's title, I mentioned Persephone when I roasted Athena maybe like a couple of weeks or so ago, and I made it clear. I mean, do I think Persephone should be the Ring of Honor Women's Champion? Yeah, that would be great if she was. But she's getting a hell of an opportunity, continuing to do her thing in CMLL while making an impact on AEW. So that's definitely going to be an exciting thing. I love it. Absolutely love it. Who would I like to see AEW sign? I know there's some. I mean, many people are crying out for Bailey to join her friend Mercedes Moné in AEW, but I have read that Bailey's contract doesn't run out till possibly 2027. Not that I expect anybody to buy into that, because I have read so many tweets and people just decide to dispute that because they think their opinion holds weight. In all honesty, it kind of doesn't. Excuse me. Because do you really listen to what these wrestlers say? Do you read the details from the legitimate news sources? I mean, yeah, would it be great for Bailey to come to AEW and team up with Mercedes? That'd be cool. That would definitely be cool. But let's face it, she's got something going on with Lyra Valkyria in WWE, and heck, those two could be in contention for WWE Women's Tag Team Championships. I mean, it's possible. It's definitely possible. But as far as I'm concerned, I'd love to see more All Elite graphics, because so far, pretty much has been so far so good. And we're early in 2026. So, am I expecting more? Absolutely, I am. I am definitely expecting more. So we had this happen Wednesday, the AEW Maximum Carnage. Yeah. And this was MJF's first title defense as AEW World Champion against Bandido. And it was insane, crazy. I mean, it was nuts. And even though MJF retained, I mean, he barely escaped with his life pretty much. And now you have three other guys gunning for him. You have, of course, Swerve Strickland. You have Hangman Adam Page, and you have Kenny Omega, which kind of changes it changes the game a little bit. There is also the possibility Will Ospreay is lurking. You know, once he gets the medical all clear from doctors because of the neck surgery. I wouldn't be surprised, and I know many people I've talked to have kind of disputed and kind of disagreed with me on this, but I think Will probably be the one who could dethrone Max at All In London, August 30th. Do I think Tony Khan lets Max hold on to the title for that long? I would say probably. I mean, he let Mercedes Monet, Tony Khan did let Mercedes Monet hold on to that TBS title for 584 days before Miss Nightingale got it herself. So we shall see about that. And then, you know, a lot of really good matches involved in all of this. One of the big moments, Swerve Strickland giving Kevin the Jet Knight props, saying he was a star and everything like that. And then a match, which is scheduled to happen tonight on AEW Collision on TNT and streaming on HBO Max, is a trios match between the Ops and this trio of Hangman Adam Page, Speedball Mike Bailey, and the Kevin the Jet Knight. So go ahead, check that out. Who knows? I might talk about what the result of that match next week. You know, it's possible. Definitely possible. So there's all of that going on. And of course, they had the big trios match. And yeah, Tekla did pin Chris Statlander. I have said that I think Tekla and Statlander, that's going to be a feud for the women's world title. I really think it is. Do I think Tekla gets it? Oh, I don't know. Maybe not. Because, you know, and I read this one comment that there were many Statlander fans, including myself, waited 6 years for Stat to become AEW Women's Champion. Yeah, she was a TBS champion when she beat Jade Cargill in 2023 at Double or Nothing. But I personally think we waited so long for Stat to finally get the big prize. It only made sense for her to hold on to it a little longer. I mean, maybe Revolution in March. I mean, that would be something. I know people would probably get angry at me for saying that, but I feel like that's just the way it should be, really. You give her a chance to really show that she is a capable champion, and then maybe, just maybe, if she loses it, you can build her up again and she could get another chance. I really think that is possible. I really think it is. The other thing, which kind of blew me away on the whole thing, one, at the end of the title match, Max, you know, he gave Bandido respect, but then he went off and decided to be an asshole like he usually is. And I beat him up, and then he gets chased out by Bandido's friend and tag team partner, Brody King. Oh, wow. That was definitely something that I feel was, you know, for once, Max, can you turn the character off? I know at one point it looked like you did, but then you had to beat Bandito up, and then you tried to take his mask. Come on, Max. You should be, if you are a student of the game, like I always have suspected you are, you know that when it comes to luchadors, especially luchadors, you take the mask off. That is a total ass sign of disrespect. I mean, excuse me. Oh, clearly Bandito's been wearing that mask for many, many years, in all his years competing in the ring. It doesn't matter what promotion he was working for. He had the mask. And you don't, I mean, I don't care if you have like a honest to God, deep boiling hatred for the man. You do not rip off the mask. I have seen this happen. Like, this happened a good deal in AEW. And I literally would just feel like a sense of just a disgust towards whoever ripped the mask off a luchador. I would be upset about it because let's face it, it's disrespectful. It is insanely disrespectful. Max, you, sir, you're running the risk of going into Roast to Wrestler. If you try that shit again next week, you're going to be in the Roast to Wrestler segment, and I will obliterate you. I will not hesitate. Heck, I will make that segment rated M for excessive F bombs and all kinds of cursing coming out of my mouth. Believe me, it's not going to be pretty. Now, I'm getting into something that I didn't think would happen again, but it did. This is in relation to recap what happened TNA and AMC. Wrestler of the Week came out as a result of it. Yes, Mike Santana, he did it again. He won the TNA World Title, beating Frankie Kazarian in a heck of a match. I know some people were commenting on like the ending was kind of wonky, but the right guy won. Do I think Kazarian should have gotten the title? You know, that's up for debate. That is seriously up for debate. But Santana, again, I mean, he literally, after he lost the title, after Kazarian cashed in on him to win it, I think that was meant to be like he was supposed to face that kind of adversity. Like you had it, you lost it. Now what are you going to do to get it back? Same thing happened with Cody Rhodes when he lost at WrestleMania 39. That was adversity. How do you get back to the top of the mountain? Santana showed he could climb back up to the top of the mountain in TNA, and he did it. Now, with TNA Genesis going on, he is going to face Kazarian again, but this time with Nick Nemeth as the special guest referee. Now, I'm not going to trust the former Dolph Ziggler at all. I wouldn't do it. Even if he is the ref, do I expect him to be fair? Do I expect him... Well, first answer the first question. Do I expect him to be fair? No. Do I expect Nick Nemeth to cash in his own opportunity to see if he can get it? Yeah, I'm expecting it. To expect Mike Santana to retain against Kazarian, and if Nemeth cashes in on Nemeth himself? Yes. Is I feel as though, excuse me, you put this man, you gave this man a beautiful opportunity, bound for glory. He gets it, and then he loses it. And I don't think Santana deserved to lose that title in the first place. I mean, the man has just worked so hard for so many years. To get to a point where he's a world champion, he got it, then he loses it. But he showed he's capable. He's just so more than capable of winning something like this. And I can't help but respect the man for putting in such incredible effort. He's had good matches. It was only a matter of time before he got that chance. I really feel like that's just my personal feeling about it. It's just the personal feeling I have. And I just feel like it's so well deserved. I mean, heck, there's pictures of him, I think, on his Instagram. He's basically like kind of got his head down. And he's looking at that belt like, I can't believe I got you again, but I'm glad I got you again. And do I expect Mike Santana to have a good reign? God, I hope so. I mean, I really, really do. I really do. Because he, to me, is so deserving to be a TNA World Champion. I really think he is. And I feel that it's just something that I know I'm going to say this again. He so rightfully deserves. And I just say thank you. Congratulations, Mike Santana, my wrestler of the week. Now, I would do a shout out, but I couldn't think of anybody. I couldn't honestly think of anybody. Yeah, I'm wearing a CM Punk shirt. Okay, best in the world. You can get it at Hot Topic. So sorry, shameless plug. I apologize. I figured to give Hot Topic a little bit of love and give Punk a little bit of attention through my shirt. So that was one thing. So, but here we go. The topic. This didn't take me long to figure out who I was going to talk about to finish the show off, but I do. Raquel Rodriguez, aka Big Mommy Cool. Woman, I'm going to be straight up honest here. I'm going to what let's get into the back. Let's get into it, okay? There's no denying you are a good wrestler, Raquel. You are a good wrestler. Here's the thing. Here's one of the problems I'm having. You've mostly had success as a tag team wrestler. Yes, you are a former NXT Women's Champion, so you can do it on your own. You can definitely do it on your own. Here's the biggest problem, and well, I'm going to get to the biggest problem I have with you later. I do feel horrible for you because you do have, unfortunately, a skin condition, kind of like psoriasis. I guess it's like psoriasis, where you get patches, really bad red patches on your skin. And, I just, yeah, mast cell activation syndrome is you have that, and it ends up being, and it looks like it's dermatological. It means for your skin. And I feel bad for you because you have that, and nobody, man or woman, should deal with something that bad, especially in your case, Raquel, or real name I should call you Victoria Gonzalez, use your government name. You're wearing gear that kind of like shows a lot of skin and everything like that, and you want to look your absolute best, which I don't blame you for. I absolutely don't. But here's the thing. Here's where now I'm officially getting to what is my problem with Big Mommy Cool. Okay? What's my problem with Raquel Rodriguez? Okay, one, she's part of a faction that needs to effing, or I'll just blur it out anyway, needs to fucking die in the Judgment Day. Okay? That faction is getting way too crowded. Where do you honestly fit into the whole scenario, Raquel? Would you live Morgan's bodyguard? Are you Roxanne Perez's best buddy? I mean, holy shit. The other thing is, you're now in a feud with Stephanie Vaquer. You want the WWE Women's World title. Here's how you not get it, bitch. You don't go attacking Stephanie Vaquer's injured ankle that's in a walking boot. You don't stomp on it. You don't try and slam a chair into it. You don't knock her around every chance you get. Okay? You get that in there, sorry. But Raquel, you don't need to resort to these freaking tactics. Stephanie has shown on her Instagram what her ankle looks like. Oh God, it's not great. It's legitimate. If you want to see nasty ankle injuries with bruising all the way around it, go to, I think it was 2021, 2022. Someone in the comments helped me out with this. Indy Hartwell injured her ankle against Tiffany Stratton and Roxanne Perez at NXT Spring Break-In. I saw in the photos Indy posted, and the ankle looked fucking nasty. Stephanie's is just as bad. If you keep stomping on it, Raquel, oh God. You're already in enough trouble as it is. If you really wanted to feud with somebody, bitch, you could have gone straight after Nikki Bella. I get Nikki's a part-timer. Heck, there is a story already there that I feel like WWE is putting on hold just because you want what Miss Vaquer has, which is that WWE Women's World title. Now, I don't know when you're going to get a golden opportunity to see if you can have a one-on-one match with Stephanie. I don't know if it's this coming Saturday night's main event on January 24th. By the way, side note, that's the day before my birthday. So I'd get that. Sorry, got to get that little tidbit out there. I'm going to, Raquel, you need to knock the fuck off. I'm telling you. Because every time you heck, you attacked Stephanie when she was having an interview with Michael Cole, and this was apparently my reaction to what you did to her. What the? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. I probably said that 3 times as you're beating down on her. I swear, pretty much. This is my thought with the Judgment Day that you're a part of.
If we keeping a buck right now, we ass. I mean, if we keeping a buck right now, we ass.
Yeah, you're ass. The Judgment Day is ass. You got too many members. Yeah, Finn Balor is going to go up against CM Punk. I don't care. That's something that I don't care about. Judgment Day needs to fucking die, okay? And I don't know if you're going to pursue singles or whatever. Because you versus Stephanie, here's me reaction to you wanting to go up against Stephanie. Why the fuck you lying? Why you always... That's the wrong one, by the way. I'm messing with buttons, and I need to find the correct one, or else I'm not really going to be able to get it right. But still, oh Lord, Raquel, stop attacking Stephanie, and you keep cutting promos. I swear to God, it's nails on a chalkboard. This is what I need to. You people need to say to you.
You need to shut the fuck up. up!
Yes. Exactly. So, Raquel, big mommy cool. Well, you're not cool. Okay. Oh, God. Woman, stop with attacking Stephanie. You're not going to win this friggin' title. I don't care when the match is scheduled, because eventually it's going to depend on when Stephanie Baker's ankle heals up, which I hope it does. I hope she kicks your ass and smashes your damn face into the mat when you get hit, when she pulls off the devil's kiss, and then basically just whips your tall ass self around like a rag doll. So
What the f? 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 What the f?
Yep. That's yeah. Excuse me. Raquel, you keep pulling this shit. You're gonna end up in this segment again. And heck, I've said this before. I might as well just not do topics the next time I roast somebody. I'm just gonna make the whole show about you. And I'm gonna obliterate you. And I'm gonna call you every dirty, rotten name in the book. Every rotten fucking name in the book. And by the way, you and the Judgment Day.
Clown show! Clown show! Clown show! Clown show! Clown.
Yeah, you're a clown show. Your whole faction is a clown show. You're a part of that clown show. So guess what? Not winning that title. Forget it. Heck, it just ain't happening. Sorry, Raquel. You're gonna have to. Geez, why don't you go pick on Becky Lynch for the Women's Intercontinental Championship? Why don't you go to SmackDown and go after Julia and the Women's United States title? That would be better. Because as far as I'm concerned, can you handle being a women's world champion? Can you handle it with the, the class and the grace that Stephanie Baker represents that title with? Because what you've unfortunately done, Raquel, you're going straight to hell. Stephanie Baker's nickname is not the Dark Angel for nothing. That's for sure. All right. Oh, excuse me. Pardon me on that one. That is going to be it for me. I am going to here. Let's get back to the good stuff right here. Of course, again, you follow BTR on all social media. If you want to check out this show and any other ETB content, go to youtube.com/ETB network. Check out everything. Like I mentioned, you can check out Press Row. You can check out ETB Sports with Nick Morgeson, Zan Bando. Football forecast. We're getting into the stretch run with the conference championship games going on. If I have interrupted you while you were watching Bills versus Broncos, I do apologize. But go ahead, go back, have fun, get yourself ready for TNA Genesis, get yourself ready for AEW Collision. That's gonna be interesting. And I know I'm gonna be talking about Collision next week. That's a guarantee right there. And who am I going to roast next week? I don't know. Who am I going to praise as the rest of the week next week? I don't know, but I'm going to have fun I'm going to have fun figuring this stuff out. So go ahead, check out this. You follow me on social media. You can follow the network, BTR, you name it. That's going to be it. That is going to be it for this episode of Between the Ropes. So I will see you folks next week. Bye.